Napheesa Collier and her husband, and I understand this is speculation. I'm asking a question out loud. But did they promise Caitlin Clark was going to play in this league to a lot of investors and to TNT Sports and then didn't deliver? Was that part of this? I can't help because I can't figure out, outside of the league being a vert.
Napheesa Collier and Brianna Stewart told investors that Caitlin Clark would eventually join their league. That question now haunts Unrivaled as the entire venture unravels in plain sight. Because when you follow the flood of cash into this 3-on-3 basketball gamble, when you notice TNT Sports locking itself into a 6-year broadcast commitment, when you track the long list of elite investors cutting checks, something feels dangerously wrong. There was never a blueprint for success. Women's 3-on-3 basketball had never proven it could attract viewers. The WNBA itself was losing attention before the Caitlin Clark era. So why did so many intelligent, wealthy decision-makers convince themselves this vision would survive?
Alyssa Thomas just come right in and said, no, we ain't got no problems going overseas playing ball. As soon as Project B showed up and started paying real money, boy, they decided to pack their bags real fast and head overseas. Now, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube. Thank you, guys.
That's Aaliyah Boston openly saying what Unrivaled's founders spent months refusing to admit. WNBA players were never afraid of going overseas to play basketball. The league's entire foundation rested on a story Collier and Stewart sold to investors, claiming women were exhausted from flying to Europe and Asia every off-season, that they wanted a domestic option where they could stay home and still earn real money. But the second Project B in the Middle East began offering legitimate contracts with ironclad guarantees. Notice how quickly those same players grabbed their passports. The illusion didn't fade slowly. The narrative collapsed instantly.
Its second season, viewership has fell off a cliff. We knew it was going to be bad. I got to admit, didn't know it was going to be this bad. I mean, they have actually exceeded my bad expectations, which is, I couldn't have been much lower. I mean, on the farm animal totem pole of expectations, I was somewhere down around pond scum. All right, and well, it's worse. What's lower than
interview? 2:04/2:38 second season viewership for Unrivaled didn't just dip, it plunged into disaster overnight completely. This isn't a small decline or a normal sophomore stumble. It's a breakdown that now has investors and media partners questioning whether the league has a future. According to Awful Announcing Research, the ratings are so brutal that reruns of Big Bang Theory on TBS are drawing 8 times the audience of live Unrivaled games with announcers and full production crews involved. Sit with that for a moment. A sitcom that ended years ago, replaying episodes fans already memorized, is humiliating a live sporting product on television. That isn't a warning sign. That's an uncontrollable 5-alarm emergency.
Has had it that, you know, right now, games are streamed on HBO Max. Well, if this sale happens, that may not be the case anymore. Unrivaled's going to lose that streaming option. Now, would it likely find another streaming option? Sure. But when you're in this much uncertainty, that's not a great look. Now, check this out. Unrivaled reportedly has a 6-year media rights deal that TNT can opt out of.
Where Unrivaled's nightmare deepens. The league is partially owned by TNT Sports, whose parent company, Warner Bros. Discovery, is tangled in a chaotic sale. Netflix and Paramount are both circling to buy, leaving everything in total uncertainty. Right now, Unrivaled games stream on HBO Max under the TNT deal. But if the sale completes and new owners take over, that platform could vanish overnight. The league would have to scramble to secure a new home, and good luck getting favorable terms when your ratings look like this. But here's the detail that should send chills through everyone connected to Unrivaled. TNT Sports holds a 6-year media rights deal with an opt-out after 3 years. meaning if the league hasn't gained traction by year 3, TNT can walk away clean. No penalties, no strings attached, just exit and disappear. And we're barely into year 2, with viewership already in freefall. Imagine what TNT executives are saying in their closed-door meetings right now.
Britt carrying the heavy load for Unrivaled as their biggest stars. Oh boy, that ain't going to get it done. That's not going to get it done. Paige Becker's, we have a face. This proves all of us right. Paige Becker's moving no needles, 0 needles. Her fan base can cancel that. You want to know one thing I can confidently say? Angel Reese moves more needles than
Beckers and Cameron Brink are carrying the promotional weight for Unrivaled as the league's top stars this season. And the ratings reveal exactly what many of us suspected for months. Paige Beckers barely moves the needle, 0 impact. Her fan base thrives on social media, ready to cancel and attack anyone who dares critique her. But when it comes to actually watching her play basketball, they vanish. The numbers don't lie. You can amass 1 million followers defending your reputation online. But if those same followers won't hit play on a free live stream, what's the point of it all?
So only 30 or 40 more thousand fans, but regardless, that was there last year, and now it's not. I think this is starting, and we talked about this league being doomed. And of course, this is all important because they've tried to use this league as leverage.
Here's a fact that should make everyone uneasy. Angel Reese, despite all the criticism she faces, actually moves more needles than Paige Beckers. We're not talking astronomical numbers. The difference might be just 30 or 40,000 viewers, but comparatively, Reese sparks more interest and drives more engagement than Beckers ever does. Last season, when Angel Reese was active in Unrivaled, those extra eyes were there. This season, without her, that audience evaporated. That's a tangible, measurable impact that Beckers can't replicate. Even with all the hype, the endless media coverage surrounding her, the effect simply isn't there.
That leverage is disintegrated. It's gone. In fact, I would venture to say WNBA ownership, NBA ownership are laughing right now. They're smirking. Adam Silver's smirking. They're smiling because they know no leg to stand on. And again, I have to wonder out loud, did investors get sold a bad bill of goods?
This is crucial because Unrivaled's founders tried to weaponize their league in CBA negotiations with the NBA. The plan was to present Unrivaled as a credible rival, capable of luring top talent, forcing WNBA owners and NBA executives to raise salaries and improve conditions. But that supposed leverage has completely evaporated. It's gone. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and the owners are undoubtedly grinning right now, fully aware that WNBA players have no real alternative to lean on. When your so-called bargaining chip is a league that can't even pull 100,000 viewers for a live game, congratulations, you have nothing at all.
I'm asking a question out loud. I'm wondering aloud, and I'm able to do that. But that's a bad sign. TNT can opt out. Well, what do you think they're going to do if they keep going down this road? You know, when reruns of Big Bang Theory would do 8 times the amount of ratings that an Unrivaled game live broadcast.
So, back to the core question. Were investors misled? Was Caitlin Clark explicitly promised as part of the pitch to secure funding and media deals? Because that could explain why this league even exists. There was no logical business case for Unrivaled. Historically, women's basketball viewership was struggling. 3-on-3 basketball had never broken into the mainstream in America. The financial projections couldn't have made sense unless someone guaranteed that the biggest name in women's basketball history would suit up for the league, and Caitlin Clark never played a single game. She declined Unrivaled from the start, taking the off-season to rest. Then, when the league tried to lure her for Season 2, She underwent shoulder surgery, requiring months of recovery. Convenient timing, or a player reading the writing on the wall and wanting no part of this disaster. Either way, the investors who wrote checks expecting to see Clark in an unrivaled jersey got absolutely.
League it's sunk. It's over. And I still got to wonder why Collier waited so long to decide to have her surgery. I mean, she decided to miss her own league.
So, let's return to the pressing question. Were investors sold a fantasy? Was Caitlin Clark guaranteed as part of the pitch to lock in funding and media deals? Because that would clarify why this league was even conceived. There was no rational business case for Unrivaled. Historically, women's basketball viewership was declining. 3-on-3 basketball had never gained serious traction in the US. The financial forecasts could only look promising if someone promised that the single biggest star in women's basketball history would be suiting up. But Caitlin Clark never played a single game. She turned down Unrivaled from the outset, taking the off-season to rest. When the league attempted to recruit her for Season 2, she required months of recovery from shoulder surgery. Convenient timing, or a player who read the warning signs and wanted no part of this disaster. Either way, investors who wrote checks expecting Clark in an unrivaled jersey received nothing.
Honestly, tell me what you think. TNT can shoot up that deuce and say, peace, we're out.
TNT Sports can trigger that opt-out clause and walk away from this catastrophe. And if we follow the current trajectory, that's almost certainly what will happen. There won't be a next chapter for Unrivaled. This league is sinking, and everyone involved knows it. The business model was flawed from day one. The entire premise relied on a falsehood about players avoiding overseas contracts. The star power necessary to draw viewers never materialized because Caitlin Clark said no. Ratings are abysmal and declining further. The parent company is mid-sale, casting uncertainty over the streaming platform. The media partner has a clear escape, and the co-founders themselves seem barely invested in playing in their own league. So what comes next? Unrivaled drags through the remainder of the season with embarrassing viewership. Investors panic and search for exits, and TNT Sports quietly prepares to exercise that opt-out after year 3, if they even wait that long. New ownership at Warner Bros. Discovery will glance at the balance sheet, declare it a headache not worth having, and fold the league, leaving a cautionary tale about building a business on hype instead of substance. The WNBA players counting on Unrivaled as leverage in CBA talks are left empty-handed. They return to negotiations with NBA ownership, who now hold more power because the players have no credible alternative. Salaries stagnate. Working conditions improve minimally, if at all. And the dream of a domestic off-season league capable of competing with overseas contracts dies entirely. Here's what's maddening. A domestic women's basketball league could have succeeded if built correctly. Start small with realistic expectations. Target key markets with existing fan bases. Control costs. Grow over 5 to 10 years. Partner with existing basketball infrastructure instead of reinventing the wheel. But that didn't happen. Collier and Stewart swung for the fences, made promises they couldn't keep, accepted investor money under false pretenses, and launched a league destined to fail from day one. Now everyone involved pays for that hubris. The cruelest part? This failure will make it even harder for future women's leagues. Investors will recall the Unrivaled disaster and say, no thanks. Media companies will be skeptical about any pitch without proven viewership. Players are stuck with the WNBA as their only real option. Stripped of leverage, Unrivaled had every advantage: high-profile founders, immediate media coverage, capital from believers, a media rights deal with a major network. And yet it failed because the premise was broken. You cannot build a successful sports league without an audience. You cannot promise returns without viewership. You cannot leverage a failing league in negotiations. And you cannot expect legitimacy when the founders themselves won't participate. So yes, TNT will opt out. Investors will lose money. Players lose leverage. Unrivaled becomes a footnote in failed sports leagues. The only remaining question, will Collier and Stewart own their disaster or blame everyone else? The media, the fans, Caitlin Clark? My bet is the latter. Admitting they sold an impossible dream is far harder than shifting blame. What will TNT do when that opt-out clause arises? Give Unrivaled another year to recover or cut their losses and flee? Drop your prediction in the comments.